Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, Arizona Unplugged channel. This is our documentation of our off-grid adventure. Okay, yeah, so if you know us, we are moving from our horse ranch in eastern San Diego, California, to here, beautiful northern Arizona, to get away from California. So we're almost there, but this channel is dedicated to our life out here, our life in northern Arizona, and off-grid homesteading. We are 100% off-grid. We have our own solar system that provides us with power. We have rain catchment that provides us with water and all that good stuff. So we're totally off-grid. We hope that this channel is going to be entertaining and somewhat educational for you guys. For sure, if you guys have questions, comments, suggestions, put it down in the comments box, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Let's talk about food, guys. I'm a big guy. I like to eat. I especially like to eat healthy, non-chemically treated food, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit. Now, I enjoy a burger from the fast food place as much as anyone, or a good slice of pizza. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm getting older. I need to really consider what I'm eating, what I'm putting into my body, my family's bodies. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to tell you an experience I had 2 days ago at Walmart. And I know I don't like shopping at Walmart, but you know, with the price of food, you got to try to cut expenses as much as possible whenever you can. So I broke down. I actually went to Walmart to get food for this trip. We have quite a few people out on this trip doing a lot of work. We moved a lot of our things from our other house to this cabin. And it's a lot of work. You guys have moved before, you understand how much work it is, and that's what we're dealing with. We're almost done, so it hasn't been that bad. Anyways, to make a long story short, I had to go to Walmart. I did some grocery shopping, and the saddest thing that I experienced in a long time, it was terrible. So we're in the meat section, you know, getting different things, chicken and you know, all the stuff that we're getting for this trip. And there was a family there that was going through the packaged meat, and I can hear them discussing about the prices of the meat. And after, you know, going back and forth, they put it back in the cooler. They can't afford it. Normal beef or normal, you know, cuts of meat. I'm not talking ribeyes or you know, porterhouse steaks or anything like that, lobster tails, nothing like that. Just regular chuck, just regular beef. They couldn't afford it. And that's sad, and it's a wake-up call. Now, thank God, you know, my wife and I were able to afford, you know, any kind of food that we want. But it still hurts knowing that we're being overcharged, and just out of spite, I'll refuse to buy overpriced groceries. You know, I'll buy it somewhere else or whatever. And I did do that. I actually had to go to 2 grocery stores to get what I wanted, just because of the insane prices. So that's what I want to talk about in this video, and this won't be a very long video. Just talking about what it's like producing your own food on your own property, and the pros and cons of it. And yes, there are some cons of it, and I'll discuss that here shortly. So let's talk about produce, you know, fruits and vegetables. Now, here in our homestead, we are in no way, shape, or form going to start growing this year. We're too busy, too involved getting the cabin ready and the shop ready and all that stuff, moving, you know, all these things. We're already in summer. We're not going to start growing anything this year. This winter, which I will be documenting here on this channel, we will be building our raised bed garden boxes. We will be getting ready for livestock. All that stuff will happen this fall, this winter. So by spring of 2025, we will start growing and raising our own animals again. So the pros of this is, first and foremost, you have a grocery store right there on your property. You know, once you get it down, once you're experienced enough to not kill everything, gardens are very prolific. I mean, there were times at my last homestead that we had so much food, not only produce, but like chicken eggs and duck eggs, that type of thing. So much food that we gave it to our pigs, we gave it to our chickens. We supplemented our livestock feed with what we produced on the ranch. If you want to see videos of that, go to my other channel, Backcountry Preps, and scroll way back. This was 10 years ago, guys, when we started that. But you'll see my livestock, my orchards, my gardens, my greenhouse. You'll see all of that stuff, and just how prolific it was, how much food, how many just hundreds of pounds of food all the time. Even through the winter, because we had a big greenhouse. So even through the winter, we were growing food. At one point, we were producing, 80, maybe even 90% of everything we ate. So having that built-in grocery store is great. You don't have to travel to go get food that traveled sometimes thousands of miles just to get to the store. You know where your food is coming from. You know what's on it. More importantly, you know what's not in it. These big lot feed farms, these high producing, high yield farms and feedlots, it's all mechanized. It's all about profit. So they will have their animals caged in small pens, force feeding them. I mean, sometimes the animals can't even get up and walk. They're so unhealthy. But that's what we're eating. When you go to a grocery store, that's what you're eating. By the way, when you see meat in the meat cabinet at your local grocery store behind plastic, that is not what real meat looks like. That meat has been tampered with to make it look more appealing, to make it look fresher. It's not. It is not. That is not what meat looks like at all. And it's definitely not what good, healthy meat tastes like. There's a whole different flavor palette, whole different. And the produce that you get, and I'm sure if any of you guys have grown a garden, and just as one example, grown your own tomatoes, you know that a tomato actually tastes like a tomato, not like slimy water with seeds in it. The food, the quality is much better. You know, it hasn't been injected with all kinds of weird hormones or covered in pesticides and herbicides and all that garbage. So you're getting a better product at the end of the day. And it's at your fingertips right there, right on your own property. So it's a great thing. There's so many pros to this. But let's talk about one con that you don't hear about a whole lot on these type of videos. And I've been asked this a lot, especially back, wow, that's a big elk on the side of the road. Not a lot of people talk about this, is the cost. Now, the initial cost to set up just the gardens and your animal pens, all the stuff that's involved in that can reach up into the tens of thousands. Fencing is not cheap, especially nowadays. Renting equipment to clear land, to install fencing and gates and panels, and all the cost it gets just to get ready. Running irrigation to your pens, running irrigation to your gardens, building the boxes, building your trellises, building your greenhouses. This stuff can run into the tens of thousands easily. So the initial cost, the initial setup cost can be very extreme. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to. I mean, that's the way I do it. But a lot of people they'll make their own fences. They'll cut trees down off their own property for posts and do cross members, and they'll even weave twigs together to make fences to keep their chickens in. I mean, you could do it like that. For me, I don't have the time for that. And I do have the ability to just go purchase this stuff. So, it just makes it easier and faster. So the initial cost it can be very extreme. Another con is, especially if you have livestock. At one point, I had about 20 pigs, and the cost of feed was insane. It was, I don't really remember, $800 to $1,000 a month just to feed the pigs. Now, if you have the ability to get food from like your local restaurants or your local soup kitchens, they'll throw away a lot of food that's fixing to go bad. If you can get that before it goes bad and give it to your pigs, that's a huge cost reduction. But bales of alfalfa, when I was homesteading, when I had my ranch before, were about $12 a bale. Now they're about 22 to 25 in my area. It's doubled. So the cost of feed, even the cost of animals, you used to be able to buy a piglet for 30 or 40 bucks. Now it's 100, 150. So just the costs haven't incrementally went up with increased wages. That's not the case. The costs have gone up double, triple, quadruple sometimes, and wages have not done that. So where are you going to get the money to just purchase the animals, first of all, as babies, and raise up to be your meat source? Talking with local ranchers is a great thing. Maybe you can swing deals. Hey, I'll work for a day for you here at your ranch. You know, give me a chicken. Give me a few chickens. Give me a pig. You know, as far as compensation. So they have the animals available and they need labor. You have the labor available and you want the animals, make a deal. So it's a very good way to do it. Or if you have the ability to have a breeding pair or more, you can just breed your own. Have a perpetual cycle of animals coming in, animals going into your freezer. That's the way I would like to do it. But again, we're not doing any of that. I don't even want to think about it until the fall when we have to start building pens and fences and whatnot. But all that stuff will be right here on this channel, Arizona Unplugged, when we actually start doing the homestead videos. I know this channel's been out a long time and we haven't really done any homestead videos. It's just because we've been so busy fixing the homestead. You know, I don't want to put, you know, videos of me painting a cabin on here. I think it's kind of boring. So the fun stuff is coming and coming very soon. Thank you guys for being patient. If you have any suggestions about how productive your garden is, or any suggestions on how to make a productive garden, how to raise livestock. Now there's a lot of channels out here that talk about that stuff. I encourage you guys to go check it out, learn from it, and I hope it encourages you guys to do this, because food prices are getting ridiculous. It's getting to the point now where people are putting packages of meat back in the cooler because they can't afford it. It's sad, and it was a sad thing to experience, guys. And you know, I thank God every day that we are in a position that we're in, and I'm glad we started this homestead project when we did 5 years ago, so it's not such a drastic change when we finally do move out here shortly. So if you have the opportunity, if you have the ability, try to produce as much food as you can on your own to help supplement your grocery bills. It's getting bad, and it's only getting worse. Even your pet food, your dog food, it went from $19 a bag, now it's up to $34 a bag. It's getting bad, guys. You know, I don't know what it's like in your neck of the woods, but at least in Southern California, and even here in Northern Arizona, I was here a week and a half ago and I went to the grocery store. It's so expensive. I think it's nationwide. It's a sad situation, especially for those who can't afford it. So if you can produce your own food, I highly encourage it. Do what you can to help supplement those costs. It's only going to get worse. So I hope you guys are having a great day, a great week. We're going to be out here for quite a few days, wrapping things up. And hopefully I'll be able to put 1 or 2 more videos out on this trip and talk about it. If you guys haven't done so, please consider subscribing. This will eventually end up being my main channel. I'm surprised YouTube has not canceled my Backcountry Preps channel because they don't like what I say over there. It's more of a political commentary, current events type of channel. I'll go on rants sometimes. It's not very child friendly, so you may not want your kids to watch it. This one, on the other hand, this is all about homesteading and that lifestyle and that type of off-grid situation, that type of thing. So I'm getting into Flagstaff here. It's beautiful, big pine trees. I don't know if you can see behind me in the video here. Yeah, a little bit. It's heavily forested, beautiful area. 81 degrees, perfect weather. it's beautiful out here, guys. We're all really looking forward to moving out here full time, which is coming up really soon. So take care. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Don't forget, prep and thrive. See ya.